So for the first unit revision, I already prepared the video. I already sent to you. In this section, we will discuss the second unit. So our second unit consists of electrical installations, right? So in that, our first topic is wires and types of wires. So wire is nothing but that is a single conductor or a group of conductors which are covered by an insulation material to prevent from unwanted contacts, that is known as wire. See the below diagram here. This is the inside material of the wire which is made with copper or else aluminum also. So this is the insulation which is connected on that conductor. So wires are generally used to carry electrical and telecommunication signals, and the proper installations of wires provides or ensure safety and also continuous power supply to different equipments which are connected to the circuit. So this is about wires. And coming to the types of wires, there exist two types of wires. Those are solid wires and standard wires. So here the first diagram indicates the solid wire and this is the standard wire. So solid wire is nothing but a single conductor which is either surrounded by a insulation material or not surrounded by an insulation material is also known as solid wire, and it is commonly used for high frequency applications. It has very less resistance. That means more amount of current can be passed through this solid conductor. And coming to the standard wires, when thin strands of many wires of equal size are twisted together and covered by a proper insulation material, then there is always known as standard wires. And the flexibility of the standard cores is very high when compared with the solid wires. These standard wires are generally used for long life applications. This is about solid wires and standard wires. I'm coming to factors affecting the choice of wires or size of the wire and color coding of the wire lettering and ampacity. So coming to the first one, that is size of the wire. Wire gauge is used for measuring the size of the wire, which includes the diameter and length of the wire. And the standard size of the wire prescribed is American wire gauge system, that is also called as AWG. And coming to the second one, that is color coding of the wire. So the color coding of the wire represents the different wires or phases. That means in the power there exists single phase and three phase. For the single phase there exist three different colors. That means three lines. Those are line wire, neutral wire, and ground wire. For the line wire, the color is indicated with red or brown, and for the neutral wire the color is indicated with black or blue, and for the ground wire the color is indicated with green. And coming to the next one, that is wire lettering. The wire lettering represents insulating material which is used for the insulation purpose. For example, if we use thermoplastic insulation, then that can be referred with the letter T, and if we use heat resistance, that is referred with the letter H, and if we use the high heat resistance, that is up to 194 degrees Fahrenheit, that can be represented with HH. And which is suitable for wet locations, if we use, that is represented with W. And synthetic polymer, that is flame resistance, that is represented with X. And the next one, nylon coating resistance to damage by oil or gas, that is represented with N. And coming to the last one, that is ampacity. Ampacity of the wire gives the current carrying capacity of the wire. That means the current units are amperes, so which indicates the ampacity. That means if a wire current carrying capacity is known, that is used by ampacity. That means cable and if a cable passes some current, that means if a wire passes some current, that is indicated by ampacity. These are the factors affecting the choice of wires. And coming to the next one, that is cables and types of cables. This is about the cables. Already in the last class sections, I shown this diagram. This is the cross section of a cable. When two or more insulated wires twisted or wound together, then it forms a cable. That is, cable is defined as combination of two or more insulated wires. So this is the cross section of the cable. Cables are mostly used in power transmissions and also used to carry electrical and telecommunication signals. It gives more protection than wires as it has different layers of insulation. See here, these are the bundled conductors. This is having one insulation and these conductors are having one insulation. So same as total, this equipment is having one protection. So these are having number of protections, so as it is different layers of insulations. And coming to these cables, the factors affecting the cables are cable cost, lifetime, permeancy, accessibility, appearance, mechanical protection, and should possess minimum maintenance cost. That means, coming to the first one, that is cable cost, it is most important factor in choosing the cable for a particular application. A cable can be selected if it is cost effective, and it should be act very safe also. So coming to the next one, that is lifetime. The cable lifetime should be more when compared to the normal wires. And coming to the next one, that is permeancy. Selected cable should be resistive to harsh weather and chemical attacks. And the next one is accessibility. After the cable is installed, if it requires any modification like alteration, extension, or replacement occurs, it should possess good accessibility. And the next one is appearance. Cable should provide a good look once it is installed for a particular application. And the next one is mechanical protection. That means cable should not get damaged mechanically when it is used in a particular application. And last one is it should possess minimum maintenance cost. So this is about the factors affecting the choice of cables. And the next one is types of cables. There exist two types of cable. The first one is twisted pair cable and the second one is coaxial cable. In the twisted pair cable, there exist two cables, and in the coaxial cable there exists a concentric center cable only. This is the concentric center cable. This is the insulation. So here the twisted cable can be defined as it consists of a two cables which are twisted, and it is also known as a balanced line. It has very less noise when compared to the coaxial cable. And coming to the coaxial cable, it is also called as unbalanced line. It has better performance when compared with the twisted cable. It has high noise when compared to the twisted pair cable. And the next one is multi-conductor cable and fiber optical cable. So multi-conductor cable is nothing but these cable consist of two or more conductors which are insulated from each other. These are widely used in computers, communication systems, and sound transmission systems. So you can see this cable. This cable can be used in computers, multi-transmission systems, etc. And coming to the fiber optics cables, these are widely used for data transmission as bandwidth of fiber optic cable is very high. So this type of cable, the signal is transmitted in the form of light. Fiber optic cable has bundle of glass threads. See here, these are looking like a glass threads. So from this, a conductor is passing out of this. So this is called as fiber optic cable. These can be used for transmission of data. And coming to our next topic, that is batteries. So the device which converts chemical energy into electrical energy by using chemical reaction is known as battery. And the construction and working of batteries are in the back. This is the construction diagram of a battery. There exist mainly three parts: anode, cathode, and electrolyte. This is the anode, which is represented by positive, and this is cathode, which is represented by negative, and this is the electrolyte flow. That means here what we represent here we will place some acid, so the electrons will flow from negative to positive, so that the current will flow from positive to negative. And coming to the first one, that is anode, it is also known as negative electrode. The electrode that oxidizes and releases electrons during the electrochemical reaction is known as anode. The commonly used material for the anode are zinc and aluminum. And coming to cathode, it is also known as positive electrode, and the electrode that receives or acquires electrons during the electrochemical reaction is known as cathode. The commonly used material for cathode are metallic oxides. And coming to the next one, that is electrolyte. It transfers the medium through which electrons transfer from anode to cathode, which is known as electrolyte. In general, the electrolytes would be liquid, that is, example, water and acid. We can use water and acid as the electrolyte. When a load is connected between the cathode and anode, due to the electromechanical reaction, the electrons get transferred from anode to cathode. Due to this movement of electrons, the current will start flowing from cathode to anode through connected load. So this is about the battery operation. And coming to the next one, that is characteristics for batteries. That means there are different characteristics of batteries. Those are type, voltage, discharge curve, and capacity, energy density, specific energy density, power density, temperature dependence, physical requirements, charging and discharging cycle, and cost. So the first one is type. The types of batteries are primary and secondary batteries. And coming to the voltage, in general, the typical voltage level of the battery varies between 1.2 volts for a nickel or cadmium battery. For for the nickel battery, for the cadmium battery, that is 3.7 volts for the lithium or ion battery. And coming to the next one, that is discharge curve. The graph drawn between the battery voltage and the discharge capacity in percentage is called as discharge curve. The voltage level of the battery should remain constant even when the energy is discharged. And coming to the capacity, that means the quantity of electricity existing in the electrochemical reaction of the battery, is nothing but that is called as capacity. And coming to the next one, that is energy density. The energy obtained per unit volume of the cell weight is called as energy density. And the next one is specific energy density. Energy obtained per unit weight of the cell weight is called as specific energy density. And the next one is power density. The power obtained per unit weight of the cell is called as power density, and which is measured in weight per kgs, watt per kgs. And the next one is temperature dependence. At high temperature, internal resistance is very low. The capacity of the battery will get reduced. Overcharging and discharging and over short circuiting also, the temperature, that means the capacity of the battery will get reduced. And some of the other reasons are withdrawal of more current than the prescribed value, effect of variation in temperature, effect of shock or vibrations. And the next one is physical requirements. So the physical requirements denote that the battery geometry, that is the size, weight, and shape of the battery, so that it also includes the location of the terminals. And the next one is charging and discharging cycle. That means the battery takes time to charge and it takes some time to discharge. That is called as charging and discharging time. And the next one is cost. The different costs that are to be considered in selecting a particular battery are initial cost, cost of charging of the battery, and maintenance of the battery. That means maintenance charge of the battery. These are the some important characteristics when you are considering a battery. And coming to the next one, that is advantages of battery over DG set. That means advantages of battery over diesel generator set. Why we have to compare the battery with the diesel generator set? What is meant by diesel generator? A generator which is working on a diesel supply. So here the diesel generator which gives the output as same as the battery. So here we are comparing the battery with a DG set. So When comparing these two, the efficiency of the battery is very high when compared to the diesel generator set, and the operation cost is very low, and it has very low maintenance cost, and the response time is very less. That means in the small amount of time only we get more output when compared to the DG set. And energy can be stored for a long duration, and it is environmental friendly. The DG set produces more pollution, but the battery will not produce any pollution, so it is environment friendly. And coming to the types of batteries, there exist two types of batteries, that is primary battery and secondary battery. The primary battery is also called as single use battery or throwaway battery. It cannot be recharged or reutilized. And these batteries are also called as dry batteries or dry cells. That means which are used in your um, watches, etc. So, example mercury batteries, zinc batteries, alkaline batteries, all these are examples of primary batteries. And coming to the second one, that is secondary battery. The batteries that can be electrically charged for reutilization are called as secondary batteries. These batteries are all allows passage of current in opposite direction. So that means in these batteries, the current can be passed in two directions. The examples are lead acid batteries, nickel cadmium batteries, lithium ion batteries. And coming to the differences between primary batteries and secondary batteries, these are the differences mentioned here. This is very important. All of you note down this. So the initial cost is very less for the primary batteries, and the initial cost is very high for the secondary batteries. And cost per kilowatt hour is high for the primary battery, cost per kilowatt hour is less for the secondary battery. What is meant by cost? kWh, kilowatt hour. For 1 kilowatt hour power generation, the cost is very high by using primary battery. For 1 kilowatt hour power generation, the cost is very less by using secondary battery. That is the meaning. And the next one is these batteries are disposable, there is no requirement of maintenance. But these batteries are rechargeable, right? So they require regular maintenance. And coming to the primary battery again, most suited for portable applications since it is smaller and lightweight in nature. And coming to the secondary batteries, those are very less suited for portable applications because they are in big in size when compared to the primary batteries. And coming to the primary batteries again, these are having good charge maintenance. And coming to the secondary battery, they are having very poor charge maintenance. They require charging again and again. And coming to the primary battery, these are not suitable for heavy load applications since the discharge rate is poor. And these are suitable for heavy load application since the discharge rate is very much greater than when compared to the primary battery. And in general, these batteries are limited to specific applications only. And coming to this, these are inherent versatility. These batteries are used in most of the applications. And the examples of primary batteries are alkaline batteries, mercury batteries, silver oxide batteries, zinc carbon batteries. And coming to the secondary batteries, the example are nickel cadmium, lead acid battery, lithium batteries. So these are the differences between the primary battery and secondary batteries. The next topic is earthing. So, what is meant by earthing? In our homes, we have to provide earthing, right? Why we have to provide earthing for our home? To prevent from shocks, or else to
Shocks.
prevent, yes, to prevent the damage of any loads. That means any equipment which are using in our home, right? So earthing refers to connecting the electrically conductive part of an electrical equipment to the ground through earth plate or electrode with negligible resistance for its safety. That means what it refers, for the protection of the equipment, we have to provide earthing by using a ground plate or earth plate or electrode with negligible resistance. Why we have to provide negligible resistance? If we are having very less resistance, then only high current will pass. The excess amount of current which is coming from the supply will pass through the electrode plate to the earth, so that we can protect our equipment. So what is the need of earthing here? Protect the human lives and electrical equipment from fault current, and maintain the voltage at constant level even when a fault occurs in any system, and also to protect the electrical equipment and buildings from over voltages occurring due to lightning. And it provides a return path for the fault current occurring in the system, and it prevents fire in electrical system. So we have to provide earthing for these needs. And coming to the methods of earthing, we have two methods for earthing here, that is pipe earthing and plate earthing. So pipe earthing and plate earthing. So in this method, a galvanized iron pipe is used as a earthing electrode. According to ISI standard, the diameter of the pipe should be greater than 3.81 centimeters, and length of the pipe should be 2 meters for ordinary soil, and depth of the pipe should be 4.75 meters, and coke or charcoal should be used 15 centimeters around the pipe. So this is the construction diagram of the pipe earthing. What we are using here, a GA pipe we are using here, around it, around 15 centimeter, we are using layer of charcoal, and this is the layer of salt. This is earth wire, and this is the GI pipe earthing arrangement. So why you are using this one? To provide earthing, we have to use pipe earthing or plate earthing. Pipe earthing is done by here. If any excess amount of fault current occurs, the fault current will passes through this charcoal. Charcoal means these are the positive electrons. These combine with the negative electrons here, so that the ionization process completes here, so that no damage of equipment will be occurring. For that purpose, we have to provide pipe earthing or plate earthing. This is about pipe earthing. And coming to the next one, that is plate earthing. So in this type of earthing, a GI or copper plate is used as a earth electrode. According to ISA standards, again, the GI plate size should be greater than 60 centimeters by 60 centimeters by 6.35 millimeter. That means very thin GI plate should be used here. And copper plate size should be greater than 60 centimeters by 60 centimeters by 3.18 millimeters. And the distance from ground level is that should be greater than 2 meters. 0.6 meters away from building foundations, plate shall be completely covered by 15 centimeters of coke and salt. So anybody, you can see at your apartments, you can use the plate earthing maximum. At somewhere they can use pipe earthing also. So by using this plate earthing, what will you do? The excess amount of current will be collected by this plate, and that passes through the ground level. There we have to use some um, charge ionizing material, that can be coke and salt. These ionizes the excess amount of current, so that we can protect our equipment from the damage. So this is about plate earthing. This is the uses of earthing, and this is the need of the earthing. Okay.
Madam,
Mm.
yeah,
Aditya.
earthing, yeah, if earthing, do we need to replace after some years, or like once if it is done, we no need
What
to
more?
replace
What more? Tell me.
earthing, do we need to replace it after few years, or the once if it is done, it is enough?
That is based on the surrounding environment. If the coke and salt are good in material, then there is no need to replace. Otherwise, we have to replace based on the surrounding environment. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Uh, any other doubts, ma? Remaining members? So our second unit revision also completed. For the third unit, I will provide a video. Is it okay?
Okay, ma'am.
In the next week, I will conduct another section. So for the third and fourth units also, I will provide the video.
Okay.
Is there anybody not having roll number? Aditya, Datti. Selvin Reddy, what's your roll number? Selvin Reddy.
350, 356 regular.
What mark?
Regular 356.
Regular 356, right?
Yes, ma'am.